Hi, I'm Derek Mosier with Rice Toyota, and we're going to go through the STAR Safety System 101. I know today we're hearing a lot about safety with Toyota, and one of the components that we've added to it is the STAR Safety System. As of 2010, it's standard on all of our models, from our trucks to SUVs and our sedans. The STAR Safety System consists of 5 components, just like a STAR. That's why we named it the STAR Safety System. The head component is your anti-lock brake system. You have vehicle stability control, traction control, electronic brake distribution, and brake assist. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how all of that works and makes your car a safer car driving down the road. First, we're going to start out with the anti-lock brake system. That's probably one of the things that most people are familiar with. Years ago, when we didn't have this feature on vehicles, when you hit your brakes, especially on slippery or icy roads, your brakes would lock up and you would go into a slide. With the invention of this anti-lock brake system, this keeps your brakes from locking up. It pulsates your brakes and lets you stop faster. The next feature is the vehicle stability control. Consumer Reports says that the vehicle stability control is one of the safest features on a car since the safety belt. All of our vehicles are standard with that. The vehicle stability control, what it will do is in the event you're going down the road and you swerve to miss something, say a deer was in the middle of the road or object, and you swerve to miss something, if you were to go off to the side of the road and try to overcorrect yourself, typically what would happen is you'd go into a fishtail, making your back end out of line, losing control. What the vehicle stability control will sense the car doing this and will automatically apply the opposite rear brake to keep your back end in line, to keep you from spinning out of control. That's what makes it such a very high safety feature. The next is traction control. What traction control does, we've done it electronically. Years ago they used to add it similar to like a four-wheel drive truck or something, add an extra power going to rear wheels and all that, more like an all-wheel drive system. Ours is used electronically, and what it will do is it will sense wheel spin, applying the brake, pulsating it, sending power to the wheel that's needed, and it will also send a rev limiter to the engine, not letting the engine over rev and you losing control. The next feature is electronic brake distribution. We get this from Truck Technology, and what this is typically your brakes will use, most of your braking is done on the front wheels, which a lot of people aren't aware of that. Well, with just one person in the car, that's fine, but when you put luggage in the trunk, you got passengers in the back seat, you're adding extra weight to the vehicle. Well, the vehicle senses this with the electronic brake distribution and will send additional brake power to the rear wheels, helping you stop faster, which making it a safer feature for the vehicle. The next is brake assist. Brake assist, I've called it a turbo for your brakes. And what I mean by that is when you're in an emergency stopping situation, sometimes you may panic and not give it enough brake pressure. Well, the car will sense this and electronically apply additional brake pressure to help your car stop faster. This is all the components that make up your STAR Safety System. Thank you for your time, and this is the STAR Safety System 101.